What's up, my Central Unit? It's the Central Man here, so this could be my preview of Matchday 2 of the Premier League 2019-2020 season. So, there's 7 matches on Saturday. One match kicks off at 12:30. That is Arsenal versus Burnley at the Emirates. I'm going to predict a 3-0 win to Arsenal over Burnley, because they won away at Newcastle last week. And they're going to win at Burnley this week. I think they'll give their new signings a chance at the Emirates to play. The first starts for their new signings this time around. With Nicolas Pepe, Danny Ceballos, and David Luiz. Martinelli be on the bench, and Tierney's out because Arsenal's next 2 games are gonna be a little bit tricky because I think they're facing Liverpool away. I think it's away. And then the following week they face Tottenham in the North London derby. So they need to have a good start to have any chance Arsenal get top 4 this season. Burnley, they beat Southampton last week, 3-0. But this time around they're going to slip up against Arsenal. They'll win some games, but they're going to draw and lose some games. So that was the half-12 kickoff match between Arsenal and Burnley. Arsenal will probably beat Burnley 3-0. That's my prediction. So there's 5 3 o'clock matches. So we're going to start with Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. This is at Villa Park. I'm going to predict a 2-1 win to Aston Villa over Bournemouth. They nearly beat Tottenham. They played Tottenham last week. They were winning 1-0, but in the second half of that game they fell apart, lost 3-1 to the Spurs. But this time around against Bournemouth, they'll win. They'll bounce back. A 2-0 win over Bournemouth. Bournemouth, they drew against Sheffield United at home last week. But this week they'll lose to Villa. I'm guessing, I'll predict in their first 2 games they'll slip up. Their next 2 games before the international break they'll win. I predict a 2-1 win to Aston Villa over Bournemouth. The next match, and another match at 3 o'clock, that is Brighton Hove Albion versus West Ham United. I'm going to predict another 2-1 win to Brighton over West Ham. Brighton, they beat Watford last week away. And I think they're going to win at home against the Hammers. Let's be honest. With Graham Potter, I still predict Brighton will go down. With Graham Potter, I think he will slip. I thought he would slip up last week against Watford, but I was wrong. He just got the hang of it. He'll probably get 3 or 4 match winning streak, and then after the international break, he will lose. As for West Ham, they lost to Nartovic. They didn't really do much in the transfer window. They'll slip up. They will slip up against. They got smashed by Man City. I think they'll lose to Brighton in the next 2 games. They will collapse. They're not going to get relegated, but they're going to struggle. That's my opinion. So 2-1 win Brighton over West Ham. The next game we got Everton versus Watford at Goodison Park. I'm going to say a 3-1 win to Everton over Watford. They need to bounce back because they didn't lose against Crystal Palace last week, but they drew. But they need a win at home. They're okay. The record at Goodison Park at home was okay for Everton. For Watford, they truly need to bounce back. They got smashed at Brighton at home and at their own backyard. That's not good for Watford. Some predictions are predict the top half, but I think they're gonna finish in the bottom half, in my opinion. Not bottom half, but for West Ham, Watford, they'll finish 11th and 12th. Everton, I predict they will get European football. They need European football because this is a club, I don't think they'll win leagues, but I think they will get European places, not Champions Leagues, but challenging the Europa League places this season. So 3-1 win to the Toffees over the Hornets, that is Watford. Next game, we got Norwich City versus Newcastle United at Carroll Road. I think I'm going with a 2-0 win to Norwich over the Magpies. It's ironic, Norwich and Newcastle, their nicknames, Norwich's nickname is the Canaries, Newcastle's nickname is the Magpies. They're related to bird-related clubs. I'm gonna say the Canaries beating the Magpies by 2 goals to 0. Norwich they lost 3-1 or 4-1 away to Liverpool. Newcastle lost 1-0 to Arsenal at home. They need to bounce back, but I think Newcastle will get relegated this season. That's my opinion. Because Steve Bruce, he has records of getting close to relegate. Norwich still survive. He needs time to learn. Daniel Farkel. He's not Dave. He's not Klopp. He's not Wagner. They win. They're trying to learn. It's a different league. It's not the Championship. They'll win some games, but at the same time they're gonna do and lose some games. They're not gonna go down. So yeah, Norwich beating Newcastle by 2 goals to 0. That's my prediction. Then we got basically the final 3 o'clock game. We got Southampton versus Liverpool at St Mary's, and I'm 100% Liverpool will beat Southampton 4-0. 4-0. I think because Liverpool they're on the roll. They're on the roll because they beat Norwich I think it's 4-1 last Friday, and they beat Chelsea in the UEFA Super Cup, just past week on penalties. I think they'll beat Southampton. They're on the fucking roll. For Southampton, they'll struggle. They'll struggle, but not relegated. But I still predict they will finish in the top half. Ralph Hasenhuttl and Klopp, their tactics are same. They're pressing style. So Liverpool beating Southampton by 4 goals to 0. And then we got one game, or basically the final game on Saturday. We got Manchester City, the champions, hosting Tottenham Hotspur at the Etihad, and that game is a 5:30 kickoff. 100% Man City to win, beat over Tottenham. I predict I'm gonna say a 3-1 win to Man City over Spurs. Because City, they're on the fucking hot roll. They are favourites to win the Premier League 3 in a row. Tottenham, some pundits predict Tottenham will be title contenders, but in my opinion, no. They'll slip up. That's usual. Like the last 2 seasons, or the last 3 seasons, Tottenham challenged for the league. They bottled it. Tottenham, they got Underbelly. He's good, but besides that, Ali, Son still out. But I think Kane will get the goal. And Tottenham, for Man City, I say Aguero, Sterling, will be in the score sheet alongside De Bruyne. So Man City 3-1 over Tottenham. Let's move on to the Sunday games. The Sunday games. The first one we got Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace at Bramall Lane in Sheffield. I'm gonna say a draw. I say a draw. I will predict. I predict Sheffield United will go down. I think they will go down, but I think they're gonna have a proper slow start. Yeah, they got a point against Bournemouth, but I think they'll get another point against Crystal Palace. Palace is saying they drew against Everton. They're gonna drew again against Sheffield United. So 1-1. Okay, and then we got Chelsea versus Leicester City at Stamford Bridge. 100%, I'll predict Chelsea to beat Leicester. My prediction is going to be a 3-0 win to Chelsea over Leicester, because last week it's a bad start for Frank Lampard because he lost 2 matches so far. He lost to Man United, he got smashed by Man United last week, and then this past week lost to Liverpool in the Super Cup on penalties. They don't want to lose three in a row for Frank Lampard. He's still learning, but I think they'll beat Leicester City. 3-0. I think Tammy Abraham will be in the score sheet. Not Mason Mount, probably like Pedro or William. And probably Giroud. Anyway, and 3-1 at Leicester. I've got to say, probably Jamie Vardy, man. That was the Sunday games. Moving on to the final game of Matchday 2, we got Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Manchester United at Molineux. They beat Chelsea last week, but I think this week, I'm gonna say probably I'm gonna say a draw, but 100%, I think Wolves will be Man United. I think they'll win. I think Wolves will win again. 2 seasons on the trot, Wolves beat Man United, at Molineux, and also they knocked United out of the cup last season. So United, they'll win some games, but at the same time they'll lose some games. They're not gonna struggle badly like last season, but I think they will get Champions League football. Man United, I convince. So that was my predictions of Matchday 2 of the Barclays Premier League.